In verse 18 through 22, we get this little interlude between various miracles being listed out by Matthew. This is very interesting. Now, when Jesus saw great multitudes about him, he gave commandment to depart unto the other side. And a certain scribe came and said unto him, Master, I will follow thee whithersoever thou goest. And Jesus saith unto him, The foxes have holes, and the birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man hath not where to lay his head. And another of his disciples said unto him, Lord, suffer me first to go and bury my father. Now, most of us in our culture would say, wow, at that point, Jesus should be kind and compassionate and say, oh, I'm so sorry, your father just passed away. Absolutely, go and bury your father. Jesus' response might strike you as odd. He says, follow me and let the dead bury their dead.
So is Jesus telling people to not care about the dead?
No. So there's a practice in the first century, a burial practice. If you're rich enough to have a tomb for your family, what you would do is you would prepare the body of a loved one who had passed away. You would put it in the tomb with the ointments and spices and wrapped up in its burial cloth on a shelf inside of your family tomb. Then you close the tomb up, you seal it up with the outer door, and then you paint that stone covering the opening to the tomb. You would paint it white. That's why a whited sepulcher is such an amazing symbol, because it sure looks clean from the outside, but inside there's a body that is now decaying, it's rotting. And you give that body a year to decay, and then you unseal the tomb, and now you go and finalize the burial of the dead. You take the bones and you put them in an ossuary, and the skull on top. You close off the ossuary, and you can put it in a niche or a carved loculi inside of the tomb. And now the stone table is ready for the next family member who would pass away to begin that process as well. So it's more likely that this man's father didn't just pass away, but we're coming into the year mark where he's saying, yeah, I want to come and be your disciple, but first I need to go and finalize the burial of my father. I need to take his bones, put him in the ossuary, and then I'll come and follow you. And Jesus is saying, no, let the dead, let the spiritually dead basically bury their dead. You come and follow me.
This is actually a big deal. In the ancient world, for the Jews, a son was supposed to be completely loyal to the father, and a son was supposed to take care of the father and had duties as a son when the father died to take care of the father's body and his bones. This whole story here, in fact, there's two of them right back to back, is about the cost of discipleship. So I'm not sure Jesus really meant, hey, never pay attention to anybody who's suffering, who has died, and just leave them be. I think he's just trying to help you understand that to truly follow him, there is a cost involved and there is sacrifice. So there are beautiful stories here about how people are being healed, and yet there is something Jesus asks us in return. And this request sometimes is a price beyond what some people feel like they are willing to pay. And Jesus is essentially saying, what matters more? The traditions of men, the traditions of people, or following me even at the cost of friendship and family?